Okay. Um, I just want to talk about a couple of things here. I seem to be moving a lot is because I'm actually riding an exercise bike at the same time. A recumbent bike, that is. So I sit here, do a whole lot of work. That way I can kind of multitask. I can get some movement in do, while I work on things. Um, but anyway, that's not what I came to talk about. What I came to talk about today, early in the morning, is some things that I experienced within the past week. Some bad, some good. To start with, um, I have a son. Last week was my granddaughter. I got one grandchild. My grandchild's birthday, and my oldest son, my oldest child. My son is my oldest child. They're actually born on the same day. So that's real interesting to me that 29 years later, um, I'm back in the delivery room again. I thought that was interesting, except I was in a different position in the delivery room, of course. But anyway, I sent my, um, I was in the delivery room when my grandbaby was born. I sent my son a text message earlier that day. I let him know my daughter was in labor. His sister was in labor. Um, and when she was born, I told him, you got a niece for your birthday. So anyway, it's real cool. But anyway, so I was looking forward to celebrating my grandbaby's birthday with her at the end of that week. Her birthday was on a Monday. I had no intention of celebrating on a Monday. So we had just come to the conclusion that we would celebrate that weekend. I have 2 days off, and I took 2 days off from work, some PTO, so that they were all running consecutively. So I'd have like 4 days off. But anyway, by the time I got to the first day off, that day I was trying to reach my daughter, and I was never getting an answer from phone call or text. And also, I knew that she had to move from her apartment, so I knew she was moving, from the house, but I didn't know where she was going to be staying. And I was getting a little concerned about them, and I wasn't getting an answer. I was getting a little perturbed, actually. And then it was my granddaughter's birthday, so that, I didn't get a chance to even say, happy birthday to my granddaughter. I wanted to, she's turning 5, and I wanted to do like a duo call or a Zoom call or something, a video call basically. But anyway, so by like Wednesday, I actually started getting a little depressed. I realized now it was grief, because for some reason or another, my sister had been coming to mind. My sister passed a couple months ago, just suddenly and mysteriously. To this day, we still don't know what happened. And I'm still trying to look into that a little bit, because I'm just not okay with it. But I think like half the day, the first day I had off, the half the day I didn't get out of bed. I just felt just really sad and overcome with it. I didn't, still hadn't heard from my daughter and my granddaughter. And then that Monday I had also tried to reach my son, but he eventually sent a text that he was out with friends. Okay, so you're out with your friends, but you can't say hi to your mother. I find something wrong with that, but I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. It's not that big of a deal. But anyway, so it just come into my mind that my sister, I think I'd seen some pictures of her, and it still just kind of blows my mind or something. I don't know how to put it, but just upset, sometimes just like, what happened? And then, we're going into almost to the day where we're supposed to be celebrating. I hadn't heard from them at all. And then also found out that 2 people I know passed on their birthday. 2 people I know. One guy had talked to him maybe like a month ago or something like that, and he had been in the hospital. He had told me he was going into rehab. But then I did get the news he passed, and then somebody else. And I was just really, that day I just felt awful. I did get up later on that day, but I just came to the conclusion that I just wanted to get away. I thought about, well, I live in Nashville, so there's plenty to do here. So I thought, well, there's plenty to do here, but I decided, no, I need to get away. I need to just get it completely away. So I decided to go to Memphis. But also, it's kind of like been some goals of mine to like go to some states that I've never been before. I have some little things that I collect every time I go to a state that I've never been before. So I'm gonna make it over to another state and collect another one. Arkansas is just right. West Memphis is in Arkansas, so I'm gonna go to Memphis. All I gotta do is go across the border, and I'll be in Arkansas. So I go to Memphis that day. And so I had a great time in Memphis. But anyway, I was trying to go down there early because I wanted to have time to do stuff. And plus, on Thursdays, I have a class that I have to log into in the evening. But I was just planning on going to like a coffee shop or something because I can pull it up on my phone. I really didn't want to log into Wi-Fi. But anyway, that's a whole horse of another color. But so anyway, I go to Memphis and I went to the Civil Rights Museum. I was planning on being there just a couple hours so I can go visit this Stax, the American Soul Music Museum. But anyway, so I went to the Civil Rights Museum, but it was just so fascinating. I wound up being there much longer than 2 hours, pretty much the whole day. And by the end time too, I was just so tired. Well, I went over into Arkansas, but I decided I was going to have to just go ahead and get a motel room or something. Didn't really want to get a motel room, but I just decided because I was just kind of hurting. My butt cheeks was hurting, my leg was kind of sore. So I just decided I need to stretch out, and I got a little cheap motel, but it exceeded my expectations. I was trying not to spend no more money. But anyway, I decided to go. This motel was real close to where I wanted to go. And I looked up, it was just across the street. So I just went on and I looked at the reviews and I checked into that Red Roof Inn. It exceeded my expectations. I was real leery about checking into this motel, but it exceeded my expectations because I had to log into a class. And when I got in there, the first thing I noticed is they had a corner desk, like a little office. And I was like, oh, booyah. And right behind it, right behind where, I was going to put my computer, where I was going to put my computer, behind me would have been a window that I could just close, which makes a perfect backdrop for basically you just see the window shade, which just makes a perfect backdrop for a Zoom call. Because when you're on a Zoom call, you got to watch what's, you got to watch what's in the background. But anyway, so that worked out real good. But I got up real early and went to the casino. Went to a casino for the first time. I decided to go to casino because I need to be in Arkansas and I had to do something in Arkansas. So I can say I went to Arkansas. And also I was like, well, for the first time, let's do a casino. I went up early in the morning. I did notice all those cars parked out there was a bunch of hoopties. I mean, was it tailpipe dragging, one hubcap, dits in the car look like they barely going. But anyway, so I kind of noticed that, no big deal, but I just kind of noticed that the people that's in the casino early in the morning driving a bunch of hoopties, which says something to me. But anyway, that maybe this is not quite working out for you. So I go in this casino. I don't even know how to play these games. All the games I see, they all asking for denominations above $1, so $5 and higher. And I was like, okay, so y'all won't act like that. But anyway, I finally found one I decided to try. I ain't even understand how to play this game. I really do. To this day, I still don't really understand what I did. I just picked 3 ways, 5 ways. I picked 5 ways. Okay. I think when I played $5, I think I won $65, but I think I didn't know how to cash out. So I think I wind up leaving it there. But when I put in the Suck 5 again, when I won $30, I was done. I walked away with my $30. But anyway, I walked around and decided to walk around and look at the whole casino before I left. And then as I got to the back of the casino, I started finding these machines that only take $1. I was okay, so where y'all gonna act? Y'all gonna put these machines that take 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, and 20s up front, and the ones that take $1 bill, they're going to back, okay? But that's how we're gonna act, okay. But anyway, I was done. I decided I was gonna quit while I'm here. I know a little bit about how business works. And one thing I know is this place ain't here just giving out money, okay? Ain't no business, nobody is keeping their doors open with just giving out money, okay? They got to be taking some money in, okay? And then plus not only that, I saw the looks on those people's faces that was sitting at those machines. They was looking real intense and real serious, and they looked like they trying to accomplish something. And I did not get the impression that they was winning. And I was just like, I'm not gonna be like them. First of all, I'm not gonna be like y'all. Second of all, I ain't gonna be sitting up here in the casino early in the morning and with a hoop there out front. I'd rather y'all take that money and go buy some penny stocks or something, okay? I think y'all might come out better off. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. So then I go back, get dressed for real, and I go on to Memphis, and I went to the American Soul Music Museum, and it was real interesting. A lot of memorabilia there. Is even one-to-one where they had videos of Soul Train playing, and they had the little disco ball going, and there was a dance floor that almost made me feel like I just want to dance there. Real good time. But anyway, so I do recommend that Stax Museum, but even more so, I recommend that Lorraine Motel. The Lorraine Motel, which has a memorial to Dr. Martin Luther King where he was shot coming off the balcony. And then the Civil Rights Museum, which is just the largest collection of civil rights information and Black history that I have ever seen in my life. And I don't care, most of us, we try to be pretty well, not most of us, some of us try to be pretty well versed in history. But I learned some things that I had just never known about. And I learned some things about, like, even though there were states that were not participating in the slave trade, it showed how they were still profiting off of it. Well, no wonder it was so hard to get it outlawed, because I always follow the money trail. But anyway, I'm still needing to go do some stuff, so I done accomplished my goals. I done went to Memphis and fooled around, blew my diet, of course. I even took some food with me, so I was like, I'm not going to go out here and be eating all this stuff. That didn't work out. I had boiled eggs and I had some grapes, but I got out there and I wanted to try some barbecue. But anyway, so that didn't work out. But anyway, so then I decided, you know what? I've made it to one state. Missouri is not far from here. The Boot Heel of Missouri kind of runs, right next to Tennessee and Arkansas. Let's make it open to Missouri. It was a bunch of little boring little small towns with nothing in there. But I finally found one town, that I felt like was worth visiting. I'm looking at Google to see what's in these towns as I'm going through them. I went to Cape Girardeau. Did a little shopping at Cape Girardeau. And actually, when I went to the down, I had looked at the population and stuff. And I had already kind of figured out, this is probably like a little college town, because it did say it had a little university in there. I'm like, okay. But I went down there. But one thing that surprised me about them was their downtown area was popping. I went downtown and they had all these little clubs and bars and restaurants. It was about 10 o'clock at night, but I was like, I ain't never seen no little city do all of this. I'm like, they got it going on up in here. And then, nice mural down there going down by the waterfront. But anyway, it was getting kind of late. And then I looked at Google and it just came up that I could actually get back to Nashville going a different way rather than coming back the way I went, coming up through Arkansas and Memphis. So, but it took me through Illinois. And I was like, I just hit another state. Oh, yeah. So I'm going through Illinois. And I find this real interesting town, Cairo, Illinois. Cairo, Illinois. Some of you probably already been there. But Cairo, Illinois, the Ohio River and the Mississippi River meet there. But it's about 10 o'clock at night. I couldn't find anywhere to use the bathroom. We're not going to go to the story where I'm not going to go over the stuff about the bathroom when I couldn't find the bathroom. We're not going to cover that story. But anyway, in both rivers, I decided, look around. They were trying to follow the directions, and I missed my turn. And I wound up having to go over this narrow bridge. And it's like, I kind of got a little fear of heights. And then it's over water too. So just at my peripheral vision, it's making me real nervous. And I go all across this bridge, and then, I look at my directions, and it's telling me I got to go like 20 miles, and I knew if I go 20 miles down the street, it's probably some little dark street, back street, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm going to go back across this bridge. I hated going across it the first time, but I'm going to go back across this bridge. And I'm going to go back to this turn. I go back to this turn, find this turn. I be doggone. I'm going down the street, I'm going the right way, and it's another bridge. The first bridge that I had went over, it had said, you're going across the Mississippi River. So I go the other way. Another narrow bridge. And I'm just nervous. I don't know what, I don't want to say the words here. I'm nervous and it says, you're going over the Ohio River. I'm just trying to look straight ahead, and I'm glad there's hardly no traffic coming, because I'm nervous going across this bridge. Those are my issues, because I'm sure everybody else goes across it like it's nothing. And to the right, I saw a whole bunch of lights. I was like, oh, I bet that's a ship, and it was like all lit up and stuff. I was just like, I can't look over there. No. I said, hell, it could be UFO or something, but whatever. I'm not looking at it, because I'm just trying to look straight ahead till I get across this bridge. So to get out of this town, I can go one way over the Mississippi River, another way over the Ohio River. Those are my options. But it was pretty cool. And I still I couldn't find a place to use the bathroom still. But anyway, I wound up coming back through there. But it was a nice little adventure. And I tell you what, for the first time in a long time, I felt like that I had lived. Especially since all this pandemic started, where I just been mostly in the house. I don't hardly ever do anything. And I've been, like everybody else, feeling like we grounded because we're in the house all the time. But I made it back to Nashville, and I actually, that Saturday, went out to eat with my nieces, nephews, and my daughter. Trying to bring the family together a little bit more. Let the Lord use me, because I feel like a lot of the stuff that's going on in the family has got to do with generational curses. And at this point in my life, I am the elder in the family. So hopefully the Lord can use me and we can begin to break some generational curses. That's a whole nother subject for another day. We'll go over that. But it's just some things going on. I just feel like it's time for somebody to steer things in another direction, because this family has been on a destructive cycle for decades. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that we're dealing with is not really ours. It's ours, it's our mess, but it didn't start with us. But the Bible says that the sins of the fathers are visited upon the children to the third and the fourth generation. And I've counted the generations, and we're in the fourth generation. So I feel like I can officially say the buck stops here. And that's a whole horse of another color, like I said. But like I said, I just felt like it's the first time that I have lived in a long time. We've just been doing a whole lot of stuff. Carrying on a lot of responsibility, but it just, when I really thought about the fact that it all started with grief, I just thought that was kind of interesting. But I guess maybe, I needed that day where I didn't get out of bed mostly the whole day. But then, when it all got through, I wound up having the time of my life. And I went out by myself. A lot of people are shocked that I went and did it by myself. They're like, oh, you don't travel alone. But in a lot of ways, it was better doing it alone. Because, for example, I got to look at the all the exhibits and spend the time that I wanted to. Because I had went to the Civil Rights Museum a long time ago with some people. And I couldn't really look at the exhibits the way I wanted to, because they wanted to move on and go, do something else. But so I got to do it. If I could do it all over again, I would have done some things different, because I wind up coming back through area that's unpopulated by myself late at night. I wouldn't do that again. But anyway, this kind of story that I wanted to share.